So, Mike Braun has decided to call a special session to vote on redistricting Indiana. Based on some conversations lately, I think there's still a lot of people who don't know what's going on. So, let me try to explain it to you. Indiana's constitution states we redraw congressional maps every 10 years after the federal census. We do this because every congressional district is supposed to have about the same amount of people in it. So, over 10 years, an area can grow or shrink, and we need to move the congressional districts around a little bit so they have the same number of people approximately. There hasn't been a new federal census, so we have received no new data about changes in populations in any given area here in Indiana. Mike Braun is saying we need to redraw congressional maps based on the new data he received. But there has been no new census, so there is no new data unless Mike Braun has magical powers and can magically just sense when populations change in any given area. But that doesn't actually seem to be the case. The proposed maps I've seen, it looks like they're just trying to gerrymander Indiana so badly we have zero Democratic congressional seats. About 40% of Indiana identify as Democrats. So allowing this redistricting to take place and eliminate all Democrat seats is not fair representation of Indiana. If we had fair representation, 40% of our representatives would be Democrats. But because we've already been gerrymandered, that is not the case. Because only two of our House of Representative members are Democrats out of nine representatives. That's only 22% of the representatives. So essentially, redrawing these maps is just stealing seats from the Democrats. So if you have not already, please call your state representatives in Indiana. Tell them to vote no on redistricting. Call Mike Braun. Ask him to pay for the $500,000 it's estimated to cost to do this redistricting since he's worth $130 million. This special session is not an emergency. Special sessions are supposed to be called for emergency purposes, and redistricting mid decade is not one of them. So I don't think that Hoosier taxpayers should have to pay for this. So call Mike Braun and tell him to pay for it with his own